Hi neighbor. You know, different sounds are unique, just like you. They each have their own acoustic characteristics, like loudness and frequency. Sometimes when many frequencies come together, they can make a wonderful sound called music. Another use for sound is in patient monitoring alarms in hospitals, like this ECG. It alarms at 3600 Hertz, which tells doctors that a patient is in deep, deep trouble. However, sometimes these important alarms are ignored or misheard. That's because hospitals are filled with noise pollution. While the World Health Organization only recommends that hospitals be at 35 decibels by day, many are often at 72 decibels. There's a hospital right here in our neighborhood of Make-Believe. Let's call them right now to find out what it sounds like over there. Here, listen. That's the background noise here at our hospital of Make-Believe. If there were an alarm sounding in the background, do you think you could hear it? This means that sound characteristics are key to alarm design. In order to explore characteristics that will create a more effective alarm, it is hypothesized that auditory alarms at higher frequencies will be more audible through hospital background noise and thus be detected at lower decibels. Let's see what my neighbors are up to in the neighborhood Make-Believe lab.
Thanks, Mr. R. We got anonymous subject number 1 of 12, Daniel Striped Tiger. Knowing that we were going to perform an ANOVA, we had 4 subjects do A priori testing and calculated that we need 12 subjects to have a power of 0.95.
I'm gonna sit in this quiet room and hit this button lickety split when I hear a sound.
Daniel doesn't know, but each frequency represents an alarm. There is 1 control at the frequency of an ECG and 5 frequencies at increments within the musical range. Then 1 frequency is even higher than the ECG as a maximum frequency. Each frequency will start completely silent and get louder and louder until Daniel hears it. First, Daniel's going to listen to all 7 frequencies in a randomized order without noise, so we can determine his reaction time. Now, Neighborhood Make-Believe Hospital background noise is going to be played at 72 decibels with the frequencies overlaid. This will test our hypothesis of if higher frequencies will be heard at lower decibels than lower frequencies. The baseline will be subtracted from this value to control for user variation.
I've carefully analyzed and interpreted the results. Values displayed are normalized and average across all subjects. Error bars are 1 standard deviation above and below the average value. A maximum decibel response of 75.4 decibels falls at the lowest treatment frequency of 220 Hz, while a minimum decibel response of 64.1 decibels falls at the highest treatment frequency of 5500 Hz. The general trend displayed is higher frequency, lower decibel response threshold. In this FFT of the hospital noise with loudness on the y-axis and frequency on the x-axis, you can see that there's a lot of noise around 220 Hz. This explains why it was so difficult to hear those lower frequencies, especially 220 Hz.
Okay guys, ANOVA found significant differences between frequencies. The Tukey-Kramer multiple comparison test was then used to determine what the specific relationships were, results of which are shown in this chart. Comparing the column frequency with the row frequency, the colors indicate significant differences in decibel response, the blue being lower and the red higher. The blue squares along these columns indicate that these higher frequencies had a significantly lower decibel response, though the 2 highest frequencies were not significantly different from each other. This confirms our hypothesis that auditory alarms at the higher frequencies will be more audible through background hospital noise.
Wow! Just like this fancy piece of paper suggested, humans are able to pick up higher frequencies at lower decibels. And we proved that it's true with noise too, confirming our hypothesis. Thus, patient monitoring alarm manufacturers should characterize the environment in which the alarms will be used and choose a frequency that will not be drowned out by background noise. As our results suggest, this will most likely be a higher frequency alarm.
This one says that there are other acoustic characteristics that can be tailored to the environment, such as acoustic harmonics or repeated pulsing. With an alarm that fits the environment, doctors will be able to respond to alarms efficiently. With further development of coding or standardized urgencies in audible signals, doctors might one day even know from a patient alarm how he's supposed to respond.
Wow!
I hope you learned something today. It is a good feeling to learn something. And you know, I like you just the way you are. I'll be back tomorrow.